Hey guys! I've recently come to acquire several more books into my collection. One reason for that being my birthday. I am 26 years old. There were a few other books that I didn't receive as gifts, so I just want to go over those first. And the first one is The Fangirl's Guide to the Galaxy, which was technically given to me by Quirk Books for review, and I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one. I have been following the illustrator of the cover on Tumblr and Twitter for a while, and I am not actually that familiar with the author, Sam Maggs herself, but I'm definitely interested in checking this out. The next books I received were actually from fellow video maker Danielle from Put a Finish on It. She saw that I added this series, Griffin and Sabine, to my to-be-read list on Goodreads and decided to send me these. So thank you very much, Danielle. These books all look really interesting and they are very visual, so they probably won't take a very long time to read, and it will be nice to pair them with some of the longer books that I've been reading so far this year. The first book is Griffin and Sabine, and the second one is Sabine's Notebook, and the last one is The Golden Mean. And just to give you an example of some of the things in this book, there is an envelope with a letter that you can pull out, and lots of pictures, postcards, so it will be pretty interesting. And next, my mom and I went shopping at some antique stores on my birthday, and the first book that I picked out was this Junior Deluxe edition of Andersen's Fairy Tales. I have a few other books in this edition, as you might remember, so when I saw this one, I was pretty happy to pick it up since I have read most of Andersen's Fairy Tales. And this is the front inside of the book, which is pretty cute. The other book that I picked up is kind of in the same vein, and that is Tommy DePaola's Mother Goose. Tommy DePaola was one of my favorite children's authors and illustrators growing up, and I'm always curious to read more of his work. Here's one page layout, and here's another. So for actual gifts given to me by my family on my birthday, I received Volume the First by Jane Austen from my parents. This is her own early writings, printed in her own hand. So as you can see, these are just scans of her actual notebooks, even complete with crossed out pages. From my parents, I also received The Secret Garden, illustrated by Inga Moore. I have owned this edition of The Secret Garden for several years, but I'm just not very pleased with how it looks, and I have been longing for an edition that really matches how much I admire the story and my memories watching the movie as a kid. And this book just doesn't do it. But I did a lot of research and I landed on Inga Moore's illustrations as the one that I wanted to own, so I am very glad that I now have this in my possession. For example, here is one of the spreads. And here is the book without its dust jacket. And the last book I received as a gift on my birthday is The Art of the Hobbit. This is from my brother and sister-in-law, and is a book that has been on my wish list for a long time. And here is an example of what you can see in this book. And I just wanted to mention one more book, and that is Very Good Lives by J.K. Rowling. This is the commencement speech that she gave at Harvard in 2008, which is just recently put into print. And although this was not given to me as a gift on my birthday, it did arrive in the mail on my birthday, so it counts. I have already read this, and it of course was a very great speech, and I expect no less from J.K. Rowling. The book is illustrated, so it really doesn't take very long to get through at all. So those are most of the books that I have received lately. There is another haul I have coming up, but I'm still waiting for a couple more books. So thank you to everyone who has wished me a happy birthday on Twitter and Instagram. I really look forward to digging into all of these books now. Of course, no birthday is complete without books. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.